Hello and welcome once again to the Love Spoon Workshop. In this video, we are sharing with you our favourite 5 projects from 2021. So let's get straight into it. Our first project is a Celtic theme design. Now, we've chosen these projects for all sorts of different reasons, and this one, in some ways, is to highlight both success and failure at the same time. So it's the same procedure as normal. Mark everything out on the wood itself. Do our preparation for our scroll sawing, so drilling out the holes for doing the pierce work. And then we're over onto the scroll saw. We've sellotaped the design together. And as you can see, we start cutting everything out. Unfortunately though, as I was doing this process, I managed to break my scroll saw. And then from here, I went on to the bandsaw to see if I was any more successful trying to cut out the surround with the bandsaw. Unfortunately though, that didn't work either. So I was on to another scroll saw to continue the process of cutting out. But instead of using that really strong blade that I'd started the process on, I ended up taking the box apart and cutting it out one piece at a time. So this is a project then that's got into our top 5 because it's in some ways highlights what woodwork and woodwork projects can sometimes all be about, and that's determination, being willing to go the distance in terms of getting the job done. So you can see we scroll sawed everything out, we then hand carved the design, and we're very much back on track. But it's a great thing in terms of learning because we had to learn some of the different processes then in regard to where things have gone wrong. Get on the telephone, speak to the company, get replacement parts, and get the project completed. A nice project in many ways, an unusual sort of box that it ended up as an unusual sort of design. And we love doing Celtic designs, we love sharing them with you. It just gives you an insight then into how not everything goes according to plan. Now, our second project on our list of 5 is the Doll's House one. And I gotta be honest, when I looked around YouTube, I thought that this project would really take off. I thought it would be really popular, and it didn't prove so. It wasn't the most popular in terms of the views that we had on it, but doesn't matter. The main thing is that it was another project that was of interest. We had a few inquiries from other people who were interested in having a go at making a doll's house, and hopefully with the designs that we put in the description, answering a question that somebody had, that can be used and it might help somebody else out in the process of being able to make their own doll's house. The background on this particular project is that it was made here at our workshop back in the 70s and 80s, based on a Welsh cottage style theme, and it was actually used in a show by the Welsh Crafts Council in Newtown and displayed for Lady Diana. So a little bit of history on this particular design. A little bit different to a lot of the projects that we do in terms of it wasn't based around hand carving and scroll sawing, so we were back to our roots in a way, but it was great to be able to share it with you and to share some of the other processes and skills that we have used and developed over the years here at our family workshop. Of course, we've made all sorts of furniture for this one. You've got that wall on the inside and the chimney stack to bring the design together too. So there we go. That's our second choice for our top 5 projects, is our doll's house, our Welsh cottage themed doll's house. Now on to our third project, and again, a little bit different to what we normally do. I love though doing cartoon carvings, and I love cartoon characters, and of course wood carving is our first process then that we developed. Our scroll sawing is something that we've developed on top of our wood carving abilities. we use the two things together. So of course we start off by marking out a basic profile, getting that outline done using the scroll saw and preparing everything ready for the hand carving. So these ones here that we're carving, they're different figures. The idea with this one, it was going to be a USB light stand. We have Sonic, Crash Bandicoot, and of course Super Mario as well. The wood we were using for this one, piece of teak, and the main thing that we were sharing then is the enjoyment that you can have from your wood carving projects, the fun that you can have making interesting designs, fun designs that are possible to make in woods. There's a beautiful piece of wood for carving as well, and that sort of cartoony style is something that I really do enjoy. So a nice project and great to be able to share it with you. After the hand carving, we then have the process of hand finishing. So you're sanding everything down to get a nice smooth finish. After that, we then finish off once again using shellac sanding sealer. This project we will keep here at our Love Spoon workshop. The reason for that, we can't sell anything like this one because you would be in breach of copyright. So a great project for a bit of fun, nice to have on display, but it's mainly just for personal enjoyment. There we go. That is the completed project with Super Mario, Crash Bandicoot, and also Sonic the Hedgehog. Great for any enthusiasts who love their computer games. Now on to our next project, and this one then shows how much we've sort of developed what we do. So scroll sawing is something we love to do. We love to share what we do. We've got a fair amount of experience when it comes to scroll sawing, having done it for over 20 years. But the nice thing with anything that we do, we're always learning. So with all the projects that we demonstrate, we're always learning something new. We're always trying something new. And the same as yourselves, where you're learning and developing, we're doing just the same, learning new skills and new approaches that might help to create an interesting finished project. For this one, we were working with Starbond Superglue, and they do their accelerant, their standard glues, but also they have different coloured super glues available. So in this particular example, what we actually did was to use the accelerant and the black coloured super glue, and we filled in all of the detail of our Bulldog, and this just added an extra element. We had those beautiful colours from the juniper, but we just added an extra element to this little keyring design by filling all of the voids, all of the gaps created by that pierce work, just to really add an extra dimension to the design itself. Once we finished off then, we just added that little clip to turn it into a simple little key ring. As you can see then, we had a whole project that was based around all sorts of pet and animal themes. Great fun, great to have a go at making. So our final project then continues on our animal theme, and this was from earlier in the year. It was the first project where we'd focused on animal themes and then stack cutting those projects to really create a picture type effect. We started off on this one that we're focusing on our tiger design, and what we did, we had the two outlines, so our backing piece and our top piece, and we cut the surround of our tiger, both top and bottom, at the same time. You can then see us drilling all the holes for doing the pierce work after we've then cut the profile. We then go on to just cutting all of the detail, really giving nice character to the design itself. This then was the top layer that we then stuck on that back layer to create the contrast between the two different coloured pieces of woods. So there you go, those were the 5 projects that we selected as our top 5 for 2021. Let us know in the comment section which project that we've done this year has been your favourite, and which one would you like to have a go at making yourself.